Well, good morning, everybody. It's another day in paradise. Takes a lot to get me going these days. It's not like it's not like all of my medical issues make it hard enough. I'm also 52, and being 52, and me being 52, I wasn't supposed to make it past 28, 27. I mean, really, actually. My parents were absolutely certain I was going to probably die around there at that time, because my lifestyle and choices were very different than they are today. Hey! Draco's Cage lights came on. Or Habitat. Let me not say Cage. I don't like Cage. I'll only say Habitat. His Habitat lights came on. So he'll be coming out of his little cave, and I'm wondering where breakfast is. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. It was a much better morning. Good morning, Draco. Good morning, buddy. He's coming out. Much better morning this morning than it was yesterday morning. I did not fall and pass out or didn't have too much pain this morning. So that's really good. We don't know what governs what, like why then did I have a morning like I did 2 mornings ago where I'm coming out of the bathroom and passing out, falling on the floor, in insane pain for hours. Why then? Now I'm okay. I actually slept in a little bit, like I could actually go back to sleep. I got up at 5:30, and took some medication, and I was able to go back to sleep again, which is wow. It's been a long time. So I went back to sleep, fell asleep, woke up drooling all over the place. Was like, holy crap, I'm actually sleeping, and got back up when the alarm went off. Cindy's alarm went off for work, so I got up with her, and energy wise, no, I don't have it. I have to drink probably another cup of coffee. I've got 2 cups of coffee in me already, and I'm going, yeah, I need to get another cup of coffee in me. My energy level's just toast, but eventually it'll ramp up. I'll be better. It'll get better as I go along today. It just takes a long time to get going for me nowadays in the morning, and I'm just a mess, which is okay. I've had very smart and intelligent people, doctors, oncologists, tell me, listen, one said to me, you're just a mess, or what'd she say? She said you're messed up, or you just have to accept that you're gonna be a mess or messed up. I was like, what? You guys are supposed to not say that. You're supposed to say stuff like, we're gonna make you better and heal you and stuff like that. Yeah, my journey, I've heard, oh no, you just accept that you're a mess, and you're never going to get any better. That's what she said, like straight up. Ask Cindy, she'll tell you. That's exactly what this oncologist said. Oh my gosh. She was a wonderful oncologist I used to have, who actually moved away and came back. And I was like, all right, I can have her back again as my oncologist. But she changed into a completely different person. It was incredible. She didn't like the hospital she worked in presently because it was too caring towards the patient and not challenging enough to the doctor. What? What are you saying? Like, she didn't care about the patients. Like, it's all, for her, it's all about, like, fighting the cancer, and this, trying to beat it. She told me once that I was healed, and I'm stage 4. You don't tell a person who's stage 4 metastatic melanoma that they're healed. It's just not true. That's not factual. That's unbelievable. That I was just like, oh my gosh, man, like, but just be prepared. Everybody, if you got into this medical situations before in your life, then you know some of the what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, eventually every single person you're going to have to, because you get old and shit starts falling apart, and shit starts catching up to you. Stuff that you did when you were a kid or a young adult starts coming back to haunt you in a bad way, because for instance, thought I was invincible and could do anything I wanted, and I lived in New Orleans for 17 years, and holy crap, I'm going to save those stories for another day, and also for the books that we're writing, because they were just absolutely insane. They were good. They were very good. Some of them, sometimes they were bad. Katrina was exceptionally bad. Surviving Katrina was very awful. But my time in Florida, Panama City Beach, just before I left the South, I lived in Florida. I lived in Panama City Beach, actually. Oh, I was a beach bum. I was like, I called when I got to Panama City Beach, and I was there living, I got on the phone with my friends in New Orleans. I was like, I found my calling. I'm a beach bum, man. I found my calling. I was so happy that I finally figured out who I was. I was a beach bum. Oh man, what a great life that was, really, actually, honestly. Oh boy. Just getting up in the morning, going out to the beach, and the water, the ocean actually would just be like glass, in the jetties. So I would get on the beach, I would meditate just like a foot away from the water's edge. And I would meditate for like an hour, about 7 in the morning when the sun was coming up. Oh my gosh. I did that every morning for months. What a wonderful time that was in Panama City and in Panama City Beach. I lived on the beach, and I also lived in the city, the old part of the city, the rich part, actually. I had a condo. Ooh. Fully furnished condo at that, yes. And a 22-foot yacht, yes. And a yacht. And I had a private beach and pool. Yo, yeah, I lived that life. I had a crazy girlfriend at that time, and that made everything really complicated, as usual. Holy cow. Anyways, all stories for another day. But for now, I'm telling you some, you guys didn't know that I lived in Panama City and Panama City Beach. I had a girlfriend there. I was working as a manager of a restaurant. It was a Greek restaurant, the Euro Cafe, actually. It's still there, and I managed it. And then the owner Jeff, he was like, so what did you do before this? I was like, well, I was a contractor. He's like, what? He's like, I don't need a manager of a restaurant. I need a contractor. I was like, no, I don't want to do contracting. And that's why I got into the restaurant biz, because I knew it. I did it before. I was a prep chef actually for my brother, who's a chef at a restaurant in New York. But you know, he was like, no, I need a contractor. And so then I was like, oh God, here we go. So then I started taking care of all his properties, and then he's like, he built opened up 2 restaurants on the beach, another Euro Cafe, and a Mexican restaurant. He had a creamery. He has an ice cream creamery, marble top creamery ice cream thing business also. A couple of those, and a couple of Mexican restaurants like Taco Bell kind of, and also the Euro Cafe. He's got, well, now I think the ones on the beach actually closed. I'm not sure, but he's got one. Anywho, I was contracting for him all of his properties, his own personal house, and he's a wonderful man. It went south at the end, though. He accused me of stealing money, embezzling money from the company, and I wasn't. I had a penny in my pocket when he told me this crap. He took me out back of the restaurant to fire me, and he had a cop with him. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, I gotta let you go. I was like, why? He's like, because you've been stealing money. I'm like, I haven't been stealing money. I was like, guys, a penny in my pocket. And I went in my pocket and I pulled out a penny, and that's all I had. I'm like, what are you talking about, Jeff? I would never do that to you, ever. And I would never, ever do that. But he fired me. And then the staff left. The staff loved me so much because I did so much for them. They all were like behind me, and they were like, screw this. He's not stealing money. And they quit too. It was rough. And he was false. It was actually the cafe, Euro Cafe, and the Mexican restaurant were joined together with a hallway. Actually, you could go either one restaurant. The manager of the Mexican restaurant that was right next door, she actually was the one that was embezzling the money, and he actually had her arrested and put in jail for it. But he finally found out who was the actual one that was stealing the money. But I went down for that. Or I, lost my job, lost that whole thing, and my whole life changed. But I, because before that, I was doing everything for Jeff. I was his right-hand man. We were together all the time. He was teaching me the business, and I respected him. I respect him. He just had his facts wrong, and he got him right eventually. She got busted. She was on pills, I guess. She was hooked on opiates. Yep. And she had to have extra money to supply her habit. And she was stealing money from the restaurant. So, and I wasn't. Like I said, I had a penny in my pocket, man. I was like, oh my gosh, that was bad. But it got me back to New York. Because short time later, I decided to make the trip back up to New York and stay with some friends, dear friends that I had. And that's how I got back up here. I was sitting there looking at a palm tree, and I was on the phone with my friend. My friend's like, man, just come home. Just to hell with all that, come home. And I'm like, all right. I like palm trees or snow, because, Rochester, I lived near Rochester, New York, and upstate New York is right next to Lake Ontario, Canada. I'm talking about Canada, upstate New York, man. Yo, it's cold. Right now, Buffalo got 4 feet of snow, and they're looking for another 4 feet today. So that's going to be 8 feet of snow that Buffalo's gotten in the last 2 days. Are you kidding me? That's how I grew up. That's where I grew up. Yeah, so I'm like looking at this palm trees going, and he's going, come on home. And I'm like, oh man, palm trees, beach bum. And then I was like, okay. And I got back up to upstate New York, and sure enough, it was a blizzard. I got home, got back, and my friend picked me up at the station, and it was snow. It was a blizzard on the way back to his house with my stuff, a big blizzard. And I never went back down south again. 17 years. What a wild ride that was. All things that are going to be in the book, for sure. My whole time in New Orleans, that was an absolute trip. Literally. Yo. Anyways, so, okay. Storytelling is over. Sorry. Scott, we got 15 minutes. I was just looking at, I was watching a video that's 4 hours long. And then another one yesterday that was a couple hours long too. Theology and stuff like that. It's long. They're taking apart the Bible and translating it and stuff. 4 hours long of this stuff, and because I'm always searching for the right translation of it and everything, and a lot of stuff's gotten misinterpreted and miss. Just a swing and a miss, man. Like, nope, that's not what it meant at all. Like, Elohim, yeah, means the holy ones. It means the holy ones, like plural, like gods, not one, but many. And Elohim is also can be used in other translations, in other ways. So it's just crazy. Like, it can be used as a council. Elohim means also council of people. The bright ones, the star, or what was the light, council of light, Elohim. So it has different, it changes, translation changes. You can use it in different ways. I know these things because I studied it, and when I was going through seminary, before I became a minister, I studied and I translated these words because I wanted to know the absolute true meaning of these words, because they said the words in the Bible were really important. They said they were God's words, inspired, God's word inspired by people, and people would write them down. So I was like, okay, let me see for real, So I took it all in, and I became a minister. And I was a different kind of minister, that's for sure, because I actually would curse in my sermons, not on purpose, I on accident, but I'm just not, it's like I'm sitting here going, listen, I'm just like you guys. Like, there's no difference. Just because I'm a minister doesn't mean I'm better than you and I know more or something. It doesn't. A lot of times that sets you back, because I learned a lot of things that they don't talk about. They don't share, Ministers don't tell their parishioners. Dare not to, or they wouldn't come back to church, I don't think. Or I don't know, it would be a totally radically different church if everybody knew the true meaning of the Bible and the real actual translation. And I do a lot of it, and it's totally different than what people think. So I'm just baffled a lot of times. But love, Jesus, he did actually exist, and there's no body, you can't hide a body back then. You can't hide a body today at all, already. Just so out there in TV land, I'm just telling you, you can't do it these days. It's just not possible. But back then, there's no way you could hide a body ever. These days, you got a lot of different ways to try to take that, whatever. But I'm just saying. But back then, man, there's just no way. So there's no body. He took off, man. He took his body, took off, I believe. But anywho, the translations and stuff, to me, when I translated them, really opened my eyes. very wide, and it actually says in the Bible it would. It would make me free. It would make me see and hear what I would need to hear. You know, and I was just like, wow, blown away. And I'm blown away on a daily basis about what I learn, because I haven't stopped translating it, and I haven't stopped learning. Like I just said, I was watching a 4-hour video about translating a translation guy that's done a lot of work in this field. But that's a hobby, I guess, for me, is to try to understand the Bible, to understand also other people's religions and philosophies and traditions, and other people's cultures, because culture to me is everything, and people try to just rip that away and take that away and mold us all together as one, and we're not. You know, as Americans, we have all kinds of different cultures inside one country. And we have to respect one another's culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? Absolutely respect each other as human beings, because this place is really rough just to get up and live in day after day. But respect and love one another anyway. But you know, we should absolutely love one another, and be helping one another. Boy, if we all helped one another out. This is what I'm trying to do with this channel, with this now, is to document my medical situation, where I have, you know, stage 4 metastatic melanoma. We don't know when it's going to come back, where and how, but it's usually imminent that it does. I think I'm using that word right. Yes. So and then the gastroparesis and my stomach stopping from working is an actual problem. So I've got a lot of issues. But also on the other flip side of this, I'm really close to death. So that veil between life and death is getting very thin, and I'm actually able to see and understand things I wasn't able to see and understand before. If you know what I mean. So I wanted to share those things with the world, and this isn't an easy task to do. And for me anyway, I watch other people on YouTube videos, and you know, other what is it, the other social media, and they have everything worked out. They have like video and all kinds of stuff. I'm always talking about that. How me, it's just all this stuff in my studio. Like I got, like, you know, Wolverine up here, a monkey, some Christmas lights. You know, my 2 guitars. There's one of my guitars, and my other one's hanging out right there. You know, got the whiteboard. You know, good stuff. His and hers tables. There's Cindy's space, and here's my space. There's my bonsai tree. Anywho, I don't have a blue back screen, or, you know, I'm not, you know, sitting on the beach in Maui or something. I'm just in my basement with a Santa hat on, because I'm the closest thing to Santa, Saint Nick, Kris Kringle, that anybody's seen around here. So I just go with it. My name's Christopher, so I'm like, all right, I am the Christ bearer. I'll go with it, Kris Kringle. You know, I'll do this Santa thing. I got the whole suit, so eventually you'll see me as we get closer and closer to Christmas. You'll see me in the whole suit. I have from the top down to the boots. So yeah, I'm Santa every Christmas. Surprise! Like, come on, you know. All right, have fun, be happy, play. All right, enjoy yourself today if you can. If you're not enjoying yourself today, try to a little bit. Give yourself a break. Breathe. Just stop everything, sit down, and give yourself a moment. If that's what it takes. You are number one. If you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anybody. So you've got to take care of yourself first and foremost. And in that, playing is one of the best things you can do. Get a little fidget toy, I don't care what it is. Make something, draw a picture, play. Just get on a swing set, go down the slide. I just call it the skillet slide. You remember those old slides in the back in our day when you go down, it would fry your hair, your legs, your it was so hot. My friend calls it the skillet slide because it was like red hot from the sun, and you went down this metal thing. By the bottom of it, all the skin's gone. You're burnt, and oh gosh. Back in our day, man, we didn't have to wear helmets on our bikes, man. We went flying around. I had chopper actual forks on my bicycle. I took more forks from other bikes and I put them in the front, so I had a chopper bike. And the front wheels would come off a lot of times, and I'd be going down the road and on one back wheel. Oh, what a trouble. Those were the days, right? Can't do that crap anymore. Oh, man. And then all the stupid crap, man. We did a lot of stuff when I was a kid. You guys are going to laugh your asses off. I'm telling you. I did a lot of crazy shit when I was a kid. And as well as I did when in my 20s, too. You guys are going to know about all that crazy crap I did in New Orleans. Holy cow. You guys are learning about it. Man alive. And I'm going to show you, this is the beginning of a lot of things. I'm writing 3 books about my life. My life story is pretty damn interesting. I've been asked to write my book from just about everybody that knows me, and from really, really important people that have really important positions in the world have asked me to please write my books. I'm nobody. I don't feel like I'm anybody. I'm just a nobody. Like, why is anybody going to want to know anything about me? Why is anybody watching this in 27 minutes? But again, I was just watching a 4-hour video. So I figured, all right, 4 hours, 30 minutes isn't so bad. It's not so bad. You guys listening to me ramble. And it's not rambling. Not at all. Not at all. This is I think about every word I say. Holy cow. And if I'm not thinking about it, I'm channeling it from God. I'm asking God, please fill me with the words to speak to you all, because it's that important to me. I'm speaking to the world, and that's a big, gigantic responsibility. To be a leader, it takes moral character is everything, especially in being a leader. Moral character. And I'm sharing that with you, that moral character. Nice, huh? And have fun with it. We have our moral character. Be a leader. Be a leader, a love-based leader. Be a love-based leader. Lead with love. It's working, and it works. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not what the mainstream does. They power, money, and war basically run everything. I don't watch the news, man. I get some parts of it here and there. I'll go check some stuff out when I want to, but I don't. I'm not buying into any of that crap. Everybody's trying to sway your opinion, and to hell with that. I'm all about being your own authentic self. Being your own authentic self. Celebrating each other's cultures in this country instead of being afraid and calling each other names or blaming or whatever. Who gives a shit? Love one another and understand that people have cultures, different cultures. And in their culture, they do things, and in your culture you do things, right? Like maybe you have a barbecue, and when you have a barbecue you have this certain beer, and you have this certain, you have to have this certain salad or whatever, and you have to have certain people. That's your culture, okay? Other people have other cultures where they'll like have a barbecue in the sand. They'll dig into the beach, in Hawaii, and they'll put a pig in down there in the hole with some coals, and all of a sudden you got yourself a barbecue pig. You got different cultures though here in one country, and we can't all say let's merge into one person as an American. No. That's not how it is. We're a melting pot. But we're not melting, okay? We're solid. Solid, bruh. Okay, 30 minutes in, I guess I'm excited. I am excited. I'm just, because we have to love one another. How do we do that because people are racist. People are afraid of each other. And that's for good reason, because the media put us against each other, pit us against each other. They're making us afraid of each other's culture or race. It's crazy. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into the fear, okay? We're all the same. It doesn't matter what skin color you are, okay? What shade of brown you are, okay? I keep saying, this is white. You're not white. Ugh. All right. Damn it. Sorry. Just, take a break. Give yourself a hug. Like I say, put your actual arms around yourself and love and give yourself a hug and say, man, thank you, body, for getting me through all this shit. I'm sorry for putting you through all the crap I put you through. Like I tell my body that, oh man, I'm really sorry. Before I have an operation on something, or they're going to cut something off or something, I say, hey, we're going to go through an operation. Like I rebuilt my left shoulder. I said, hey, left shoulder, we're going to go through an operation. It's for your own good, okay? Just bear with me. It's going to hurt, and it's going to be a lot of pain and suffering, but we're going to get through it. And sure enough, we did. So for me and the body are two different things. My body, it's cranking on its own. The heart's beating on its own. I'm just like, I'm on the bus, going, whoa, what's going on? All right, I'm alive. All right, cool. But I'm not doing this, okay? My body is, and holy cow, thank God for it. It is a miraculous thing. Our body is amazing. Our capabilities, our abilities are just insane. We have so much at our fingertips. It's just insane. If you took a shower today, you're of the 10% of the population of Earth that didn't have to take a shower or a bath in a bucket outside of their front door with their family. Do you realize that this morning people took a bath in a bucket with their whole family in the hallway in front of their door of their room, of that they call a house? Yeah. More people are taking baths in streams, on the side of the road, in bathrooms. More people are taking baths in buckets all over the world than are in showers. So if you took a shower, you are, I think, if it's 10% of the population of Earth. We live like kings and queens. We've got fast food at our fingertips. Our phones, we can listen, see, whatever the heck we want to at any time, anywhere. It's insane what we have now. We live like kings and queens. I'm on disability, okay? So, whoa. You would say then I'm not living like a king. But I say to you, I am. I have so much to be grateful for. And I guess that's what I'm talking about. Be grateful for one another. Be grateful for one another's culture, that we're not all the same. Thank God we have differences. It would be a boring ass place if we were all the same it would just be bleh. Ugh. You know, different stuff, man, is exciting and new, and that's why you guys are watching me. I'm not like other people. I am love. I am love. And nothing and nobody can do anything about it. And let me tell you, all my life, since my birth, has been trying to take away that love that you can. You can't. I was born with it. We all were. We all have it. And we can all give it away for free. My love is free. You don't have to pay a thing for it. You don't have to like. You don't have to put thumbs up. You don't have to subscribe. Nope, you don't have to. I just suggest, though, that you love yourself so you can love others. Because if you love others and you don't love yourself, then you don't love others. You've got to love, number one. You got to learn and know how to do that. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. They'll forgive you. You'll be forgiven. You'll be loved. You'll love others. Truly. You'll know what it's like to forgive others and know what the freedom of forgiveness is and how it feels. It's amazing. I've done it over and over and over and over again in my life. You have to. You've got to give other people a break. I screw up. I'm a screw up. Admittedly, so. Thank God other people, in my life have forgiven me of my sin. Thank God. Some people haven't, My niece who stole my mom's ashes. Hopefully you get that straightened out one day. I'm like, what, you want my head? What's next? You want my head? You stole my mom's ashes. What a trip. Anyways, people screw up all the time. And I've got to forgive, and you've got to forgive them. And I've done stupid things in my life. So I've got to put it up to forgiveness, and forgive myself, and give myself a break. So do that. It's 37 minutes in. It's way too long of a video. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, because I get a chance to talk to you and tell you how much I love you and how much I respect you. Everything about you, even the people I haven't met yet that are watching me right now. Just, you're awesome. Just keep being awesome. Really, if you're watching me, you're awesome. Seriously, it's not about me, it's about you. And seriously cool. Like I'll tell you this. Some people try to be cool, you just are. Okay? All right. Okay, and remember, again, what do we do, class? Play, be happy, have fun. Love yourself and love your neighbor. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon and let you know what I'm doing. Cindy's birthday, by the way, went awesome. We had a wonderful time last night. I gave her her presents. She loves them. They're really cool. It was a great time. Okay, I gotta go. Peace.